Aha! So Airpeace has now commenced direct flights to Dakar, Freetown and Banjul from Lagos. Yeah, so start planning your trip, cause Airpeace got you. Lagos to Dakar, Freetown and Banjul flights will operate on Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays with the superb Embraer 195 E2 jets. Fly Airpeace from Lagos to Dakar, Freetown, Banjul, and enjoy a world-class travel experience on the brand new E195. For bookings, head to our website flyairpeace.com or download the Airpeace mobile app on Play Store or App Store. Airpeace, your peace, our goal.
Psalm 23. God has set a table for two. One chair for himself, the king, and the second one, believe it or not, is for you. But of course, the enemy wants a seat at the table too. Anxiety wants a seat, envy wants a seat, worry and frustration want a seat. But don't give the enemy a seat at your table. Look up, go up, you're invited up the mountain of God. Move towards infinite power, splendor, love and beauty, healing and restoration. When we gaze upon the Almighty, we are changed by the captivation. Empowered to take every thought captive in the battle of the mind. Shame is silenced by his glory, and our future redefined. So draw near to Jesus. The shepherd is good. Our God is faithful. Take the place prepared for you, and don't give the enemy a seat at your table.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me right here on Solomon's Temple. My name is Solomon Izang Ashams. They call me Uncle Solomon, as you can see. So thank you so much for being here. It's always a pleasure to have you here. In Solomon's Temple, we get to look at issues that are really critical that we can learn from, either social issues, political issues, theological issues, issues of leadership, and looking for an angle that we can bring a biblical some sort of biblical expansion or understanding to it. We do that together. So thank you. If you're here for the first time, welcome. Watching that for the first time, I thank you. Please subscribe, Solomon's Temple. There are other great videos there that you could watch. Yesterday, I did a very interesting video, actually. You guys that went around yesterday, please check it out. It's a video around an interview with a young woman who was a 6-year-old with her husband. She's South African. They lived in Johannesburg with her husband, who's from the Congo, Democratic Republic of Congo to be precise, and who now took a trip last November to Congo. It was for business trip, and he never came back. She just found out that he was getting married to a very popular gospel artist and also musician and pastor, and so now he's gone. Totally. So how she's been processing it, and also she wrote the book around it. But yeah, so that's what it is. So thank you so much. I see a whole lot of people are commenting on the issue already, and also I see people saying hello. Lolo Empress from Boston, Massachusetts. Salvo Namalume and Shades from Eswatini. Thank you. Tahiri, thank you. Good morning, Uncle Solomon, watching from London, GB. Great Britain. DJ Luke watching from Limpopo. Victor Daniels from Nigeria, just to be precise, my hometown. Thank you, Victor. Lolo is here. Chiefan Babe rather in Atlanta, and the time is 6:35 a.m. So we're like hours. I think we're like 6 hours ahead of you here. Aminata is always following from Kenya. I'm encouraged by your fearlessness to speak what is true about the Christian race. Yes, that's how we learn. Richard from the Northern Ireland. Is that Northern Ireland or Republic of Ireland? From Bintuk is Kenneth. Thank you, Medea. Also here. I see you, Diane, from the UK. Thank you for coming. Thank you, Blossom from Manchester. Appreciate you. Bookie, thank you, Bookie. And Bookie has given a donation of $5, $5 through super sticker. Emmanuel, Emma rather, from Randburg in Johannesburg, Staple here in Johannesburg also. And then there is Ego from the UK. Tochuku is here. Thank you. Peggy, as always. Mwape, you don't miss any of this. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone. Yeah, there's quite a lot of, it is from Mozambique is here. Yeah, so Samantha from the British Virgin Island, they call it BVI. Yeah, there's quite a lot of comments around the issue that we're going to be talking about today about Daddy Freeze and Hushpuppi. Daddy Freeze has issues on his personal and public life. It's sad that he has made himself leader of a reform movement when he doesn't have the character to lead. That's what I'm going to talk about today. Boy here, oh, he's saying, boy, Daddy Freeze is no sacred cow. Go and watch the video of his last birthday with Hushpuppi. Daddy Freeze was hailing him, Babao. Boyd is saying, good day, Malume. I urge you to try to caution. Daddy Freeze has apologized countless times and comments he made while he was in Dubai. If you want, I could send you titles of some of his videos. I've watched his videos. I'm not going to be talking about somebody that I've not watched his videos or I haven't followed. You know, I follow him on Instagram, to be honest with you. Just so you know. Theo from Swaziland, Brother Alan, as usual, from Kenya, Ada from Germany, Joseph from Cameroon. Bonjour. Thank you. Irene from the UK and from Kent. Wow, we got quite a lot of guys from the UK here, right? Laika, all the way from Malaysia. Say hi, Uncle Souls. Yeah, some people call me Souls. You're one of the few. Yeah, I have a couple of friends that they don't say Solomon, they don't say Soul. You know, in Nigeria, Solomon, they just solo. Right? That's the abbreviation. Here is in South Africa is like Soul. But then especially my friends who are like Indians, that kind of thing, they call me Souls. From Jamaica, Marcia, and also from Nigeria, Matthew Bello. Thank you guys. So I'm going to quickly look at Charles is here from Houston, Texas. Wow, we have Raphael from Iceland. Can you believe it? Iceland, you know, deep Europe. Thank you so much. So quickly, I'm going to, be looking at Daddy Freeze, Hushpuppi and Daddy Freeze. So Hushpuppi, he's become not like Robin Hood because he never really shared his loot with the poor, but he's become almost like an iconic personality in just short space of time. That's Hushpuppi. For some of you guys who do not know who Hushpuppi is, I think people know Hushpuppi across Africa because of his extravagant lifestyle, the way that he lived his life, the way that he splashed it on Instagram, from private jets, trips on private jets to Rolls-Royce, driving Rolls-Royce, to having dinner in a very luxurious hotel, to posh living in hotel in a very great part of Dubai. Hushpuppi is Nigerian, not so educated, but he was based in Dubai in UAE before he was arrested and captured and taken to the USA a year ago. Last year, June, that was when he was arrested. He became so popular. I didn't know about him that much, but I started following him because obviously I'm a news junkie. I read a whole lot of different kind of news, not just stuff that has to do with the Christian faith. And I saw quite, I see him trending. I see people talking about it. So I picked an interest and started just checking him out and what it's all about. And it was sort of like good to see young people, because Hushpuppi is like what now, 36, 37, to see young people that have money, right? I do not have a problem with that. As long as you got the money the legitimate way, that's fine. It's good to see young people being empowered. It's good to see young people making money at a very young age, just so they can encourage other younger people. You know, they can create employment themselves. So with that part of Hushpuppi, I didn't have a problem. I didn't know how he made his money, but for me, the red flag was the way his lifestyle was. He was so popular. He became an Instagram celebrity, not because he has anything intelligent to say, but just because of his lifestyle. You know, all his clothes were designers, from Gucci to Louis Vuitton to anything you can think of, right? And for me, seeing you on private just posting just the good living, it's a red flag, to be honest with you. Big red flag. Uh, and also my Christian mind now kicked in, because for me, I'm a big advocate of living a life of modesty, where you live a very modest life. Yes, you have all this kind of money, but do you have to buy a watch for 300,000 US dollars? Do you have to get a Rolls Royce for, $4.5 million? For me, that was a problem. I didn't know who he was. I didn't know what he did or whatever. Obviously, you hear people saying he's a Yahoo boy and all that kind of stuff. And Yahoo boy just means he's a professional cyber criminal, professional criminal online. They can pose as certain business entity, company, or personality and get you, before you know it, they will deceive you to send money into a certain account in the name of doing business with you. And once you put that money in, they disappear. But everything they present to you, it's so convincing. They're smart. So they call them Yahoo boys. They call them Yahoo boys. Used to call them 419 in Nigeria. And there are a lot of young people in Nigeria, which that sort of profession has become the profession of choice. Here in South Africa, here in Johannesburg, I see them. You see them in Fourways, you see them around Sandton, you see them around Sunning Hill, you see them they live this kind of life where they go into a club or they go into a restaurant, they splash money, they wear expensive clothes, but they don't have a job. They drive great cars, live in posh places. But you ask yourself, what's their job? They don't have a job. Once you see them, you know these people do not have a job. But all they do is they spend time online, scamming people, either via getting money to be transferred to them in the name of business, or they look for women and ladies who are vulnerable and get money from them and all that kind of stuff. So they have great ideas, though it's totally wrong. So Hushpuppi, that's who he was. And obviously there's the other flip side of Hushpuppi, and that is Daddy Freeze. And Daddy Freeze, as we know him, he comes from from a media background, as a media personality, journalist, and all that kind of stuff. Very popular in Nigeria on radio and also on TV. Became popular around it, and also of late, the last 3-4 years, he started, a movement, where he's bringing certain church practices to order, certain lack of leadership to order. And I really appreciated that. That was actually why I started following him on Instagram, because I've been doing almost about the same thing here in South Africa. And I just felt, oh, wow, this is quite interesting. And it's quite good that somebody is bringing certain things to order. And I follow him, I check out his stuff, and I follow it, and I read and all that kind of stuff. And I believe in him. But it was just later that I started having some sort of like doubts around him. First, because sometimes when he talks to people, he doesn't talk to people the way that is civil. He loves to abuse people. And I know you might say it's part of the Nigerian culture or the Nigerian way of talking and all that, but we're biblical people. If he is leading a movement, free the shepherds, free the what? Free the shepherds, right? if he's leading the movement, then he's a leader. He needs to be a great example. So, but the way he calls people stupid, foolish, attack people and all that, I don't know if he has anger issues or issues of arrogance or pride. I don't know him. I've never met him before. But his movement really helped a lot of people to open their eyes and to also bring some sort of evaluation to the way church leaders do things in Nigeria. You know, so I followed him and all of that. And so when he started talking, when the whole thing started about 2-3 years ago, when Hushpuppi now became popular, and talking about him, everybody was talking about him and all that. People follow him and all that kind of stuff. It became very interesting for a lot of people. So Daddy Freeze went to Dubai and he spent time with Hushpuppi and interviewed Hushpuppi and talked to Hushpuppi and actually endorsed Hushpuppi. And that's where the problem is for me. Right? He endorsed Hushpuppi. He endorsed Hushpuppi first by having an interview, and you don't get to ask that person some hard questions. Having an interview that has become like a social. Having an interview that is just so mild and so soft. When you are dealing with somebody like Hushpuppi, who is a very bad example to a lot of young people, but you treated it casually. You even used that opportunity to abuse, and you were very insensitive. You're talking about even his driver earned so much money than the parents of some people and all that kind of stuff. I mean, he apologized later and all that kind of stuff, but still, for me, it says a lot about his character. And people would say, anyway, let me go through this whilst I get to talk about maybe some of the stuff that he said. So, so this is this is Hushpuppi here, right? So this is Hush. I'm just sharing the certain captions and some of the news media around the life of Hushpuppi. You know, this is what was said about Daddy Freeze. He shares proof showing that Hushpuppi really bought a Rolls Royce. So you are sharing proof that Hushpuppi really bought a Rolls Royce. Then what? Right? What are you trying to do now? You're trying to promote him instead of asking where did he get the money to buy a Rolls Royce. The kind of interview that Daddy Freeze did with Hushpuppi was an interview to promote that personality, to promote what that person is, not to probe where they got their money. And if Daddy Freeze is leading a movement where you're questioning leaders, where you go very deep, where you're bringing scriptural backup to bring about discernment, which of course it has helped a lot of people. You can discern stuff about leaders and their character. But Hushpuppi, you mean you could not discern that this guy is not getting his money in a legitimate way? No. I would never accept that from Daddy Freeze. Daddy Freeze knew something is wrong. Even if he wasn't sure that this guy was a Yahoo boy, he knew something is wrong. You only have to go to the Instagram page of that person and you would know that something is wrong. Go to Hushpuppi's Instagram page. You know that something is wrong with the way that he acquired his money. You know that. Except Daddy Freeze is also in love with that kind of lifestyle. Obviously, Daddy Freeze is in love with that kind of lifestyle, with his watches and clothes and all that. And there's nothing wrong with that. But for somebody like Hushpuppi, and for Daddy Freeze being a journalist, and for Hushpuppi to deceive him not just a journalist, but you claim to be leading the movement for Hushpuppi to deceive you, and you started even promoting him. You started to promote him. No, this guy is a legit business guy. He got a Rolls Royce. We're hanging out with this guy here. This is what we're eating. This guy's driver earns so much money than a commissioner in Nigeria. It shows me that Daddy Freeze has bought into the whole Hushpuppi identity because he was endorsing him. And for me, that is a very unholy relationship. You can't tell me you met him and then you're convinced and all that. Have you seen places where his business are registered? Has he shown you proof of his source of income? Even with the red flags that a lot of people in Nigeria and across Nigeria are saying, look, Hushpuppi is actually not a legitimate businessman. Even the EFCC in Nigeria was looking for him. You still went ahead. And after you met him, you now started promoting him. You started promoting him. And obviously, people started slamming Daddy Freeze. Nigerians slammed Daddy Freeze for promoting alleged fraudster Hushpuppi. He was promoting him. That's the problem. The problem was you were promoting him. And the problem was Daddy Freeze could not discern that this guy was a fraud. Or maybe Daddy Freeze discerned that this guy was a fraud, but he still wanted to have an affiliation with the guy and get a piece of the cake. Yes, I said it. You want to tell me that Daddy Freeze going to interview Hushpuppi and Hushpuppi is going to let Daddy Freeze live there empty-handed? No, I don't agree with that. If Daddy Freeze and Hushpuppi were South Africans, I would probably agree with that. But in Nigeria, where you pay for everything media, not even if you have to pay, maybe there was a negotiation between them. Or maybe, you know, when you interview somebody in Nigeria, look, I'm in the media, I know. You interview somebody, they come to the TV station or radio station or whatever, or newspaper or whatever. When they're leaving, you give them something. You think Daddy Freeze, you think Hushpuppi is not going to give Daddy Freeze hundreds of thousands of, tens of thousands of dollars? I would be surprised if Hushpuppi never gave Daddy Freeze, you know, anything less than $20,000. Is Daddy Freeze aware of his Yahoo and cyber criminal activities? I don't think so. I don't think so. Did he transfer money into Daddy Freeze's account or anything? I don't think so. But did Daddy Freeze did Hushpuppi give Daddy Freeze money? I think so. I definitely think so. Obviously, Hushpuppi would want to show off. And Hushpuppi will want to give him a lot of money just so he will keep promoting him from there, because he knows Daddy Freeze has the right platform. He knows when Daddy Freeze speaks, anything Daddy Freeze maybe puts on his Instagram page, newspapers would take it and it goes viral. It's a common sense. They're Nigerians. We know these things. So Daddy Freeze now coming out and saying that, where is it again? He coming out here and saying that Hushpuppi never gave me 1 cent or 1 kobo. I do not believe it, and I will never believe it. I think that Daddy Freeze was giving money, and he was giving cash. It wasn't transferred. You know the way Hushpuppi splashed his money on Instagram, where you would see banknotes in a briefcase, dollars in a briefcase, money on the bed. So for Daddy Freeze to come out and say that Hushpuppi never gave him 1 cent or 1 kobo, I do not believe it, and I will never believe it. I will never believe it. If Daddy Freeze has come out and said, Hushpuppi gave me money, but I rejected it, I refused, because I still didn't trust his business sense, his business activities, that's fine. But you can't come out and tell us that this guy didn't give you one kobo. This guy offered. And my thinking is, you accepted it. It's as simple as that. You can't come out and say Hushpuppi didn't give you money. Ah, come on, man. Come on. Come on. Did he give you a watch? Because we know we love watches. Maybe he took one of his $70,000 watch and gave it to you. Hushpuppi is a criminal. He would want to give you money. He would want to give you something just so you can promote him and put him in a good light. So when Daddy Freeze said that, I was like, Daddy Freeze, think. You're trying to hide certain things, but think before you say things like that. We are Nigerians. We know money changes hands in these kind of situations. Daddy Freeze does interview on people on radio or promote artists and all that. He gets money from them, which is a usual practice in Nigeria. We know that. And then later on, when Hushpuppi was arrested, he came out and said, I didn't know Hushpuppi to be a criminal. You know criminal pastors, but you don't know criminal Yahoo boys. You know criminal prophets, but you don't know criminal Yahoo boys. You know criminal bishops, but you don't know criminal Yahoo boys. And you want me to believe you. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. For me, you wanted a piece of the pie. Daddy Freeze came out and said a whole lot of stuff. And you know, one thing with Daddy Freeze's apology, he apologizes and he wants you to just take it and move on. No, we don't. It doesn't work like that. That's why the biggest problem with Daddy Freeze is his character. That's his biggest problem. I've never spoken about Daddy Freeze like this. I've never checked out my videos. I've never made a video around Daddy Freeze. I'd never done anything. Daddy Freeze has come to my platform before and watched my videos, and I'm sure he watches my videos. Probably he's going to watch this one. But his relationship with Hushpuppi was unholy. You cannot tell me, what did we gain? You said you did an interview with Hushpuppi. What did we gain from him? What did you bring out new? All you did was to endorse him. Yeah, I see proof that he bought his Rolls Royce. Yeah, this is that. Yeah, this is that. And you're busy actually promoting him and sort of like, you know, like we say in Nigeria, hailing him. That is sad for somebody who claims to be leading a movement. Jesus was friends of sinners. And I'm not saying you should not sit with Daddy Freeze and have dinner or whatever with Hushpuppi and have dinner. I'm not saying Hushpuppi and Daddy Freeze should not sit down and dialogue, but you should know that this guy, if Daddy Freeze, like he said here, if Daddy Freeze was not aware that Hushpuppi was a criminal, then I question everything that Daddy Freeze has been doing with his movement, talking about the church, talking about what's wrong with the church, talking about scriptures. I question it. If Daddy Freeze is trying to say he never knew that it was blatantly clear that Hushpuppi was a criminal. A lot of us were not, we're aware of it, we're not sure, but still we didn't trust him, but we knew something was wrong until he was arrested by the FBI in Dubai and taken to the US now, where he is been in prison for the last 20 years, for the last 1 year, and he might be going to prison for the next 20 years. Now he's implicating other people. He's implicating a top police chief. He's implicating other people. And Daddy Freeze might be implicated too. Because Daddy Freeze was all out, showing the fact that he was hanging out with Hushpuppi. And the FBI is going to study every bit of that. You think the FBI don't know about Daddy Freeze yet? They know about Daddy Freeze. They just need to look at it if Daddy Freeze benefited from any of the loot, any of the proceeds of crime. And if he did, then they're gonna follow him. And I think what's gonna save that Daddy Freeze was I don't think Daddy Freeze. I think Daddy Freeze is smart enough. I don't think Daddy Freeze any money was transferred to him, because remember the FBI is gonna follow any money that came out from Abbas, from that's Hushpuppi. You know, they're gonna follow any money that came out from him into another account. I don't think they transferred any cash to Daddy Freeze. So you would not have any sort of like online evidence. I think he was given cash. And with that, you cannot follow the money. They always say follow the money, isn't it? But here you cannot follow the money because he was given cash. The sad part of it every single day is to continue to see the character of Daddy Freeze. He went into that unholy relationship. I could make a video. Maybe I should make a video next week. His unholy relationship with Johnson Suleiman. You think money is not involved? Come on. I know Suleiman. If I wanted to make money off Suleiman, I would have made money off Johnson Suleiman. No. I'm not that. People have used me to make money off Johnson Suleiman. But I'm not cut out for that. I'm cut out for the truth. So for Daddy Freeze to go into that unholy relationship and try to defend it the way that he did is just so uncalled for. It's just so wrong. He is not being a good example. Other Yahoo boys would not begin to look for influencers and celebrities like him to try to promote them. Hushpuppi was never a good example to the Nigerian youth. I mean, Hushpuppi, if you go to Zimbabwe, Zambia, South Africa, they know Hushpuppi. And just because of his lifestyle, lavish lifestyle, expensive watches, and his flip-flops, slippers was like millions. Who does that? Bill Gates? Who does that? Dangote? I mean, you wear shoes that are more expensive than Dangote's shoes. And you don't even have 1% of the money that Dangote has. It's his choice. Only if he made the money in a legitimate way, which he never did. Yahoo boys have given Nigeria a bad name too much. They're everywhere. Like I told you, they're in South Africa here. They're everywhere. They're in Malaysia, they're in Indonesia. They spread themselves across. And for someone who claims to be leading the movement to go out there and promote this guy, Daddy Freeze promoted a criminal. That's what Daddy Freeze did. You promoted a criminal. So just tell us you promoted a criminal. You didn't interview a criminal. You promoted him. If you're done your interview and finish everything, fine. But for you claiming you went there for an interview, even as a journalist, how can you promote somebody else? You cannot promote somebody else. You promoted a criminal. If you're not sure of his source of wealth, even you broke a major rule in journalism. You don't promote somebody. You don't become subjective. You have to be objective. You were saying, no, this guy bought a Rolls Royce. Can you see his car? Wow, Rolls Royce. Can you see his this? Can you see his watches? Can you see, do you know this guy pays his driver? Do you know how much his driver earns? Even top government officials in Nigeria do not earn as much as this driver. You're promoting him. And Daddy Freeze never apologized for that. All he apologized was saying, you know, some of you guys, your parents don't even earn as much as the driver of Hushpuppi. Daddy Freeze should apologize in the first place He apologized about everything about the meeting he had with Hushpuppi. He promoted a cyber criminal. He promoted a Yahoo boy. He promoted a top global criminal who has defrauded people of millions, hundreds of millions of dollars. You promoted him. And then you think I take Daddy Free serious anymore? I don't take Daddy Free serious. Over the last 2-3 years, his true character has come out already. Now I don't take him serious. Do I listen to him? Yeah, he makes sense here and there, but I can listen to him when it comes to critical thinking a little bit, but when it comes to character, no. He's a wrong example for me. Wrong example. Christ-like character? No, he's not somebody to follow. Like I said, he apologized for making the statement. So guys, don't get me wrong. He apologized for making certain statement that he made. But what I'm saying is he needs to apologize for promoting Hushpuppi. He promoted him. That's not what journalists are supposed to do. You're not supposed to promote somebody. You're supposed to interview them, present them, and let people create their judgment. But when you're promoting somebody, it means that you're telling people this is who the person is, accept it. He promoted a criminal, a big criminal, by the way, that has put you and I in trouble now. When we travel anywhere we go to, they're looking at us funny. Daddy Freeze promoted him. Is he a promoter? If he was a promoter, then fine. Don't tell us you went there as a journalist to do an interview. I think that was one of the like most awkward things I've had. Just say you just went there to chill. Then we understand you went there to chill. But you went there to do an interview. What sort of interview was that? When you went and started promoting this guy, all you're doing was just smiling and just agreeing with everything the guy was saying. Now, who's calling the shots there? Definitely not you, Daddy Freeze. Hushpuppi was calling the shot. When have we started promoting people who are criminals? And if we or I didn't know who Hushpuppi was before then, it's a different thing. Or if it was you that went on to talk to Hushpuppi, it's a different thing. But Daddy Freeze claimed to be a media person. He claims to be a journalist. He has network. He can just make a call, and there are certain things that he should know. But for you to go there and claim that, no, you just went there to do an interview. No. That is sad. And that's the problem with us Nigerians. Anything that, as long as I can get something out of it, is fine. I don't care about other people. I don't care about the reputation of the country. I don't care about the reputation of the Christian faith, the reputation of the church. I don't even care about my reputation as long as I can make money of it. Because Nigerians, we're fond of trading our reputation for money. We don't really care. We can trade our integrity for money. It's fine. But you see, God is moving us Nigerians to a place where that needs to stop. Now, it's finished. Now, it's a new Nigeria we're talking about. And you want me to take Daddy Free serious? No. I follow people based on their character, not based on what they say, what they do, how charismatic they are, how much influence they have. I don't care about that. And about character, all you need to do is look closely, and you will know the person's character. I told you, I noticed Daddy Freeze's character about 2-3 years ago, where the way he was addressing people, he would call somebody foolish, stupid, and all that kind of stuff. I just knew something is not right. For me, again, I think, do I have proof for it? No. I think Hushpuppi gave Daddy Freeze money, and it was in cash. That's why it's going to be difficult for the FBI to pick him up, or to say there's going to be an arrest warrant for him, like Carey, the police officer. But you cannot tell me. And if Daddy Freeze comes out and keeps saying I didn't take a cent or kobo from him, please, You might as well just say, look, he offered me money, like I said, and I turned it down. It's as simple as that. But what sort of example are we setting? You go out there and you endorse people. You think I'm surprised that Daddy Freeze now turned around and he was supporting and promoting Johnson Suleiman? You want to tell me there's no money involved there? I think there's money. Do I have proof? No. But I'm just telling you what my senses is telling me. And the more we keep doing that, the more we keep damaging what we represent as Christians. The more the Yahoo boys, the criminals will feel, no, with their money, they can get us to their side. It's just about money. They can get them to support us. You know, they can get us to support them. They can get us to endorse them. We see a lot of that in church, where Yahoo boys go to church and they give money, and the pastor will call them and pray for them and all that, or give them position. We know those things. Come on, man. We know those things. Let's not even argue. It's just for the sake of the guys from Zambia, South Africa, or whatever part of Africa you're from. We're just giving you the dynamics, the way it works in Nigeria. We know these things. I would never believe that Hushpuppi didn't give Daddy Freeze money. Do I have proof? I don't have a proof. But I'm just telling you, me, there's nothing that Daddy Freeze would say that I would believe that Hushpuppi didn't give him anything. I would never believe that. Like, no, I'm not going to believe that. And I would always demand that Daddy Freeze apologizes for the way that he promoted Hushpuppi. He promoted him. That's what he did. He promoted him. NS is saying it's not good to make assumptions, bro. We all make assumptions. Don't you make assumptions? I'm just telling you, I do not have proof to it. But for me, I know. Inside of me, I know that Daddy Freeze got money from him. That's what I'm telling you. It's not a sin to make assumption, because I'm not telling you that's what he did. I'm telling you that's what I think happened. So it's two different things. Kakiso is saying Daddy Freeze is another Joshua Maponga. Efe is saying Daddy Freeze has always said that Muslims and Christians worship the same God. His theology is as dodgy as his character. Pam here is saying, guys, Solomon is just analyzing critically and deducting his conclusion and things that is well. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. We don't have to agree on this. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to agree on this. And you don't accept me to accept Daddy Freeze totally. No, I don't accept everything about Daddy Freeze. And like I said, there are certain things that Daddy Freeze does that I agree with him until this day. I still follow him on Instagram. But what I do not agree with, I'll tell you what I do not agree with. It's as easy as that. I don't expect you to agree with me every way. No, please, guys. It's okay to disagree, but don't force me to agree on something that you agree on. No, let's have differences. It's fine. Until I now realize maybe to move to your position and agree with you or not to agree with you. It's fine. We can still live in peace. John Orji said that was some opportunity for Daddy Freeze, who supposedly corrects clergymen, to have helped Hush see the truth about Jesus there. But Daddy Freeze completely agreed with Hush right there, and I was shocked. It was like, that's what I'm saying. It was promotion. He basically endorsed him. And a lot of people started believing that Hushpuppi was not a criminal because of that interview that he did with Hushpuppi. Do you know how many people Daddy Freeze has influenced to embrace Hushpuppi, a criminal of note? A man is judged by the company he keeps. When he promotes Daddy Freeze, he becomes an acquaintance by association. It's as simple as that. Home country says Johnson Suleiman triggered the downfall of Daddy Freeze. Daddy Freeze exposed Suleiman to the laws, but suddenly he changed and he became friends. That's just the whole thing. Now, hey, this guy is you. Yeah. Hush is gonna languish in jail now for a very long time, and he's gonna be deported back to Nigeria. Maybe 15 years later. If he did apologize yesterday, it's too late. His error can still be criticized. What did he apologize for? Yesterday? So you apologize on some things only after Hushpuppi now began to open his mouth. And now you saw that Hushpuppi pleaded guilty. Now you started apologizing. Yeah, that's funny. Oh, greetings from Susanna from Equatorial Guinea. Wow. Kenneth is saying Daddy Freeze did a stream last night saying that Jesus is not God. Daddy Freeze identifies all these things. Jesus is not God. This is this and this is this in the Bible, but you cannot see a criminal. From a distance, you should know that Hushpuppi was a criminal. But that was not enough. You got the opportunity to go close to him and spend hours with him in Dubai. But still, you didn't know that he was a criminal. Something is not right. Jerry said you were making a good point, Solomon. John says, I watched the video of Daddy Freeze with Hushpuppi, and what even broke my heart was how Daddy Freeze actively collaborated with Hushpuppi to say wrong things about Jesus when Hushpuppi kind of said Muhammad and Jesus was. I didn't see that part. Home country says, at first I was listening to Daddy Freeze, but since he started flip-flopping in the case of Johnson Suleiman, he went dead for me. Daddy Freeze is really a deceiver. I think Daddy Freeze got to a place where he was really asking the right questions, and we have to ask the right questions. His faith, his Christianity was at a crossroads, and it's fine, right? But you see, knowledge without character wouldn't take you anywhere as a Christian. The knowledge need to translate into character. The knowledge of who Christ is, for me, need to translate into how I should treat people as Christ would teach people, would treat people. The knowledge about the love of God should translate into how I love people. The knowledge about leadership in the church should translate into how I lead other people, should translate into integrity. But there's a lack of integrity in the total, in this unholy relationship that Daddy Freeze had with Hush. There's a total lack of integrity in it. So for me, Daddy Freeze has lost the moral authority to speak on a lot of issues. Would I still listen to him? I would still listen to him. I will still watch him. I think he has an intelligent mind. And I think he over time he's raising and he will still raise a lot of questions. But what all of that is just knowledge. We need to talk about character. Chief Fine Babe here is saying, I don't like his relationship with Suleiman, but that doesn't mean he collected money from Suleiman. Nobody has come up with any proof at all, speculation. I deal with facts. Of course. That's why I said I do not have proof. But me, if you want my opinion is money changed hands. I know these charlatans. I know the way they operate. They operate like Yahoo boys, like these cyber criminals. They always want to give you money. because they know there are certain things they're doing wrong, just so you can help them cover it, just so they can shut you up. That's just the way it is. Do I have tangible proof? Has anybody brought proof for me? No. But we are free to give our opinions. You think Daddy Freeze now, when if he gets to travel to the US, you think he would not be, you think he wouldn't, he's not even going to avoid the US for a little bit now? Because he's not even going to be sure. Maybe the FBI is looking at him. Just because of that collaboration, just because of that video that you were promoting him, you're saying nice stuff about him. How do you say nice stuff about somebody who a lot of people know this guy is dodgy? At least tread carefully. Don't even say nice things about him. Just interview him and move on. But you did yourself a disservice. That was a good opportunity for Daddy Freeze to actually show leadership and show people what he stands for, that he stands for integrity, that he stands for honesty, that he stands for making money in a great way. But he had that opportunity, but we didn't hear that from him. Anyway, thank you guys. There is quite a lot of comments here. Thank you for the conversations that you're creating in the comment section. Olatunji Tunde is saying Daddy Freeze will never say anything that degrades Johnson Suleiman. That's just the way that it is. Yeah, then you're telling me there's no money around there. And Truth Prevails say I'm still expecting Daddy Freeze to make video on Johnson Suleiman's miracle money. How do you want him to make video about Johnson Suleiman's miracle money when Johnson Suleiman has shut him up already with money? He's not going to do that. He's not going to do that. Has he posted the video? He's not going to do that. Even if he talks about it, he's just going to talk about it, trying to be objective. But he's the subjective guy. But now he cannot. It's sad because a lot of people were looking up to Daddy Freeze. A lot of people were listening to him. But over time now, I've seen that he's really lost a lot of credibility with people. And things like this also help in him losing that sort of credibility, you know. And that's just the way that it is. Anyway, guys, thank you so much. God bless you. Thank you for your time. I wanted to put that out there. And for us to really think about our associations, think about how we promote or put certain people out there. If we don't trust some people, let's be careful the way we present and put it out there. You know, if I wanted to make money from what I do, I would have made a lot of money from these charlatans and fake prophets. Like I would have made tons of money, but it's not worth it. There's no price for the truth. The moment you see me, I keep quiet and not talk about Suleiman, is two things. Either he has paid me, or the moment I don't talk about Bushiri anymore, either he has paid me and I'm quiet, or he has taken me to court and the court said, don't talk about him. And actually the courts can never stop me from talking about him. They can stop me from saying, don't say wrong things about him. But no court has the right to say, don't mention the name of the other person. No court has that right. But they would say, make sure whatever you say, you know, it's not in a way, in a wrong way, basically. And we have to be careful with that. But thank you, guys. God bless you and keep you. May we continue to pursue truth in all that we do, because Jesus is on the throne and we keep following him. God bless you. And please subscribe right now. Make sure you follow and click the notification button. God bless you.
Psalm 23. God has set a table for two. One chair for himself, the king, and the second one, believe it or not, is for you. But of course, the enemy wants a seat at the table too. Anxiety wants a seat, envy wants a seat, worry and frustration want a seat. But don't give the enemy a seat at your table. Look up, go up, you're invited up the mountain of God. Move towards infinite power, splendor, love and beauty, healing and restoration. When we gaze upon the Almighty, we are changed by the captivation. Empowered to take every thought captive in the battle of the mind. Shame is silenced by His glory, and our future redefined. So draw near to Jesus. The shepherd is good. Our God is faithful. Take the place prepared for you, and don't give the enemy a seat at your table.
Marriage. Of course, marriage is not your normal bump and face kind of relationship. It brings both excitement and disappointments. If you find yourself married in community of property and often delayed in your business transactions and dealings, worry no more. Because Masinya Attorneys uses the law to help you change from in community of property to out of community of property and vice versa. Call Masinya Attorneys today on 084 383 7747. We will sort you out with a high court application, and of course you get to keep your spouse. That's Masinya Attorneys on 084 383 7747.